piece that I wrote for the Nervous Breakdown, and that was last December. There's a little postscript to it too, so hang in there for that. It's called "He Prefers Bunions." He posted in the writing gigs section of Craigslist. Some people say they're empowering, others say they're oppressive. They're high heels, and like them or not, women keep wearing them. The benefits of walking tall are obvious: attractiveness to the opposite sex, added height and confidence. But at what price? If one were to look inside the mind and shoe closet of a shoe diva, what would one find? What does the siren call of fashion footwear sound like? And is the wearer still smiling when she removes her shoes at the end of the day? I am interested in having a short story written about a professional woman who has a love-hate relationship with her collection of impossibly high, pointy-toed stilettos. For a moment, I indulged the illusion that the posting entity might be a women's fashion magazine or website. I released the moment and wrote a quick yet thorough email that detailed my many qualifications for writing a pervy shoe story. Writing gigs don't last long on Craigslist, and I freelance. I'm pretty much unemployed. I spend longer moments dreaming of groceries. I had questions for Paul. For your publication, erotica or literary fiction. The unemployed are not choosy. I wanted to know what Paul was buying so I could sell it. Fast. For American cash money. The kind they take at Trader Joe's. He admired my powers of perception. He liked the ridiculous water bra casualty I sent him as a sample. I'm in discussions with several other writers, but I must say you stand out. Just as I would accept his money, I accepted his flattery. I'm a writer. I like praise nearly as much as I like Trader Joe's tomato and basil hummus. Paul was discerning. There is plenty of free foot fetish literature on the internet. I did my research. I sensed that he wanted more of a connection, that he didn't take as much pleasure in reading the same stories as hordes of the similarly stimulated. He asked if we could chat online. He wanted to share the nuances of his custom order. I grudgingly threw in the extra time and learned he is turned on by the thought of women's feet hurting. He loves very high, pointy-toed stiletto pumps. And Paul is really into bunions. For those not learned in podiatry, a bunion is an unnatural bony hump that forms at the base of the big toe where it attaches to the foot. Often the big toe deviates toward the other toes. In layman's terms, they're painful foot deformities. Painful, smoking hot deformities to some, it seems. That's all business. Anything else? Calluses, blisters, bleeding, corns. No calluses, blisters, or bleeding. A corn or two would be fine. He specified that the afflicted, yet fashionable, main character should have little to no interaction with men. He reiterated that she should be an educated professional. Paul did not want a trashy heroine in hooker heels. He wanted me to write him a girlfriend. He didn't need to say so. I received a lesson in 2 types of shoe play: dangling and dipping. Dangling occurs when a woman, often seated with legs crossed, allows her shoe to dangle from her toes, exposing her heels. A woman is dipping when she slips her foot in and out of her shoe, often when she's been standing in uncomfortable shoes for a long time. Though Paul enjoys dangling, he prefers dipping. He kindly provided me with a YouTube link to ensure my comprehension. He expressed that realism and authenticity with respect to the Woman's Day are what give this admittedly formulaic story novelty for me. He seemed innocuous, even sort of sweet. Then he asked the question, "Do you happen to have bunions?" Please tell me he did not just ask that. He was not sweet and innocuous. He was trying to score some free foot chat, the kind provided by professionals for $3.99 a minute. I advised that matters involving my own feet were outside the realm of our transaction. He explained that he asked some of the writers to provide photos of their feet as author inscriptions, in exchange for the promise of one picture of my bare feet. Paul tagged a cool 10 onto the $50 he would deposit in my PayPal account immediately. He wanted to know more. Did I have bunions? Line number 1. Yes, I have early stage bunions. Truth. I don't even know what that means. Did I wear pointy-toed shoes? Line number 2. Yes. Truth. I'm 5'9". I don't need or want to wear 5-inch stilettos. What color polish will you use? Line number 3. I don't know yet. You'll find out when I do. Truth. Dude, seriously. I wrote the story. She's an architect. She dips, she dangles. Her Manolos are $500 vices, twisting her feet into shapes no foot should know. She is happy to dress conservatively from the ankles up, but is unyielding in her insistence on wearing the highest heels possible. Her feet, disarranged and misshapen without the stunning stilettos, are perfect when tucked inside the pointy, pretty, pain-making pumps she wears. It wasn't terrible. I arranged my feet to look as ugly as possible, snapped and uploaded a picture, and sent it and the story to Paul. I didn't hear back for 2 days. I had my money, but where was my flattery? I'm sorry for not writing back sooner. My mom had surgery. She's recovering nicely. I love the story and the picture. I admitted that I had been worried that the story was more literary than he wanted. No, I love rich narrative. I would love for you to do another. During our interactions, I took note that he was not a stupid person. I was genuinely pleased that he liked this story. Then he asked, "Didn't you say you had corns? Which toes are they on? I can't really tell from the picture." Ick. I knew there would be some hanky-panky going on with the story, but cognitive dissonance had downplayed the co-starring role my feet would play. Ick. I didn't write back. I had my hummus. That was about a month ago. He emailed me the other day to tell me he wants to buy another of my incredible stories after the holidays. The ick factor faded with the compliment, the promise of compensation, and the idea of him saving up to buy stories about women with beautiful bunions. I will gladly write him another story. I'm a writer. That's what I do. So that was the piece I wrote. About 3 hours later, I had an email from Paul. "Thank you for not revealing my identity. I'm grateful to you, and kudos to you for turning your experience into a great article. And I will gladly enjoy more of your stories in the new year. No need for any more pictures. Sorry for icking you out." I asked him if it would be okay to post his email in the comments section, because people were being really harsh on him and what he was into, which was hardly outrageous to me. Clearly, they were not reading Stephen Elliott stuff. I felt kind of bad, but he was excited to be part of my story about writing his story, and left a comment offering to tell me more about how he came to love messed up feet, as I had offered a guess to another commenter who wondered why Paul was like that. I said his mom probably had fucked up feet from wearing pointy-toed shoes, like mine does. And he said no, but another integral woman in his life did. Again, I didn't see the need to write back. So when I was deciding what to read tonight, I went to the site and looked at the few pieces I had done and read through the comments again. There was a new one, dated May 18th, 1 week ago, from Paul Bunyan, suggesting I follow him on Twitter. I clicked the link. The picture on the page is of a very high-heeled shoe. The web link, swear to God, is to my story. And his bio says he prefers bunions. That's it. Thank you. Woo!